everybody.
Good
Did you get your
morning.
copy?
I did.
You did?
I did.
I wrote it, so
I-
I have a copy.
I'm sitting with a published author.
Oh my goodness. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Sorry we're running a few minutes late here. We had a couple little, technical glitches, but thank goodness we have millennials that get this and are very, very skilled in this operation. Because if I had to do it, we'd still be, not live. But we get it. This is Title Talk. My name's Drew.
And my name is Amy.
We are your hosts for today. We've got a great show planned for you guys. We're going to talk a little bit about Inspired Title Gives Back and some great things coming up with that. We're going to talk about a book that I wrote and kind of get into that a little bit. Yeah, that is weird just even saying it.
It's weird
right?
hearing it.
It is.
Yeah.
It was even weird writing it. It's something that was very bizarre too. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for all that you guys do with the sharing and the likes, and continue to do that. We're putting these up on our YouTube channel as well. So if you want to go back and catch up on any of that content, there's some really great content on that YouTube channel.
There
that I think
really
is definitely beneficial. If you have any questions about what we do and the purpose of the title company and all that fun. So why don't we jump right into it, Amy?
We're going?
Let's do our typical start, which is what?
Right, so our last segment is Get to Know Drew and Amy.
Right.
And we have started doing this by not giving each other a heads up on the questions. We kind of just go balls to the wall and hope for the best. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is why I said this leads very well into my first question.
Okay. All right.
If you could rename your employees based on their personalities, what would their names be?
Oh, I wish I would have had this one ahead of time.
I know.
Okay, so.
But this is hysterical. Like, I just immediately thought of Snow White the Seven Dwarfs.
So did I. Exactly. I was sitting there going, happy and grumpy. Absolutely. That's hilarious.
I thought it might be funny.
Okay.
And this is not, once again, not to put you on the spot, but just because I read this question and I couldn't stop laughing.
That's fantastic. Okay, so I will start then with obviously the people that are right here. I would go bubbly. I would say that Brittany is quirky. I would go down the list and say that Christina is out there. I will say John is bashful, and Miguel's a Grinch. I mean, so.
He's only the Grinch to us, though. He's actually very, very nice to everyone.
No doubt.
He's been a lot nicer to us lately. I will give him credit for that. But
he's the Grinch, right. He's relinquishing that.
He's relinquishing his Grinchiness,
He's becoming Barney the dinosaur.
And I promise you, it is not to our clients ever.
No.
He is very nice to all of our clients, but.
I mean,
that is fantastic. Can we get T-shirts that say those names on the back?
Bubbly, quirky, out there. Christine is out there.
She is.
Love her. I love that whole thing. She'll just spew out something.
She brought her doggy today. That's how out there she is.
I mean, just in the middle of it'll be quiet, and all of a sudden she'll just spew out and start laughing. She'll just start laughing. We'll go, what are you laughing at? Oh, I was thinking about. Wow.
It is, dude. This team here, we are.
Love it.
We are all aspects of the universe, and it works so well.
That's a great
together.
question. That's well done. Well done.
I like that one. They get worse after that, but at least I got a good one at the beginning.
I'm gonna go ahead and steer this a little bit again about what we're talking about. What would you write a book about?
What would I write a book about?
Yeah. What would you write a book about, Amy?
Honestly, I've never thought about writing a book of any way, shape, or form.
Nor did I.
But after I read your book, I would write something similar to what you wrote. And I'm not just saying that as a cop-out kind of where it's like, I feel like I know so much about being able to teach the younger generation. I would, I've jokingly talked about writing like, a kid's book, like a children's book.
Yeah, there's a real need out there for
yes. So I've joked about doing that, but like being able to write a book for teens about how to deal with some of the stuff they go through in life.
Yeah.
So less geared towards adults, more geared towards like, because I had a great childhood, but it wasn't easy.
Oh.
And basing it on some of the experiences I've had when I was younger, and like, to tell kids it's okay to have 4 years where you don't get along with your mom at all, because now I can easily sit up here, and say that she is my best friend, but it wasn't after turmoil. You know what I mean? Like, there's a really hard difference between being a best friend with your mom when you're going through your high school years and being your best friend with your mom now that you're 30. Because, like I said, there were times that I was like, she just doesn't get me, she just doesn't care, she just doesn't. But, you know, being able to write that to kids, because I've had kids come at me and say, she just doesn't get it, she just doesn't care, she's just mean all the time.
But that's good to have that conflict, because I think that
It is.
that gives that boundary
Oh, it is.
between a lot of parents are trying to just be friends.
And you
So
can't.
so I think that relationship fight is necessary.
And I always tell them that, I'm like, if my mom was not my matron of honor, like,
Right.
she was my matron of honor for a reason, not
Right.
because we got along for the last 31 years, but
It was
because,
so great.
yeah.
Yeah, it was so great to see that. But that's cool, and I think to just tap onto that a little bit, I think that's what I am hoping to do with this book, is to go out and do some public speaking with it, and share some of these lessons, and talk live about kids, how to mentor them, some life lessons from the book. I really want to bring this to speaking engagements, and bring this to talk about the needs that kids have that they don't express, and maybe that people don't know. So I'm hoping to do a TED Talk with this, and you know, it is surrounded around, like what you said. I think you can't express enough books and conversations about how to help kids, because there are not, I mean, parents aren't given, hey, read this, and
Right.
on page 8 is how you deal
How
with
to be
that.
a parent.
Right,
Like-
how you deal with that screaming child.
Right.
It's not there.
Yeah.
So, you know, Krista and Tina being, you know, new parents, and I'm you know, gonna obviously give a copy of the book to my granddaughter, and hopefully this is something that she can kind of put as a keepsake, and cherish this, and go, wow, you know, Papa wrote a book when, you know, she's old enough, and kind of reading it and understanding a little bit more what it's about, and allowing me the ability to bring some of these lessons to her as well.
Yeah,
So, I
absolutely.
mean, that's something that's important to me as well. But, all right, your turn. Read the questions.
All right. What's your philosophy in life?
Woo! You went deep.
Well, from, you know,
Sister,
Simply
you're
to...
bringing the thing today.
Well, I figured since, you know, you wrote the book, to kind of hear, like,
Okay,
what you're just kind of...
so this question has been asked of me in the past, and I think it changes as you grow and as you evolve. But today, I think my philosophy in life is do the things that make you happy. Money is something that you need today in case you don't die tomorrow. And reality of appreciating people is so important, especially what's going on in the world today, and all of the I want to be rights versus the global, you know, conversation about it's just we're all together in this. So I think I do take one day at a time. I think that is always been, and trust and believe in yourself that you're going to be okay. And so many people, they panic, and they don't believe, and they don't trust in themselves, and it stifles them from taking that next step. But if you're surrounded with people who are good people and caring people and confident people, you're gonna be fine. So I think that's a great question, Amy. That is definitely one of the better questions that I've answered in just my conversations with colleagues and, you know, friends. When you get into these deep conversations, I can do this all day long. I love the analytical thinking, and maybe that's where Courtney, you know, just grew into that. But I don't like talking to Courtney about that because she analyzes me.
Yes, she does. Very well.
Yes, she's awesome at that. Great question. So, what is the biggest lie a guy has ever told you?
Okay, so this is bad.
Okay.
Like, this. I don't even know if I could say it.
You can put it in rated PG.
But not like in a weird way like that. So I was breaking up with this guy.
Okay.
I was trying to break up with this guy.
Sure.
And he told me he had cancer. He lied about having cancer, so
They
I
guilt
did.
you.
So I did not want to break up with him. That was the big look at Brittany's face right now. Like,
Wow.
that is effed up.
Did it impact your decision?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cause like that was the reason he was being such a jerk to me, because this cancer was causing him to do all these awful things, cheat on me and such.
How old were you?
19.
Thank you. Yeah, that's,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. He was awful.
You know,
Happily married now with 2 kids though.
Okay.
So at
Are you
least
still
he's
friends?
no.
Okay. Well, I would just say, you know, like, I think karma, like, pay attention. Maybe he gets cancer when he gets a little
Like
older.
that- is it-
That's weird, right?
He's the same one who had my name tattooed on his ankle,
Which is still there.
which he put an X over.
Oh. I'll take Psycho for 400.
Uh-huh.
Woof.
Yep. Yep, that is it. Yeah, that was
Good answer. I mean,
yeah,
good
that
answer,
was
tough question, but thanks for sharing
such
that.
a
Yeah, so thanks for sharing that. See, this is the part where, you know, get to know Drew and Amy, you learn, you know, a little bit more about how we think or some relationship value.
or what made us who we are.
Right, I mean, and this is, again, we're showing you that inspired title is real, and we are.
I am glad he's happy now though.
We,
And that's no better. That's
you're
not
a bigger person.
he would yeah.
You're a bigger person. Okay.
I don't know the second biggest lie though. Like that first was really easy for me to think of, but
Yeah,
like
no, you got through that one quickly, so that's good. You know, sometimes I stump you and you just kind of whoa, but that you
no,
answered
but that
right
was
there.
well, yeah, he was a psychopath. Sorry, I'm done.
Okay,
All right.
go ahead.
What event from the past do you most want to see a recording of? This is history, Amy, coming out. So like, was it the Egyptians building their first pyramid? Would you love to see that? Would you love to see Noah's Ark? Would you love to see live documentation of
Parting of the sea, Moses' parting of the sea, I think is something that is hard for me to really.
because I think it's been depicted in so many different ways.
It has, but I'm
Well,
gonna
go
sidestep that and
okay.
maybe a little bit more current. I think the development, because again, being kind of construction minded, the development of the infrastructure of how we navigate through the U.S. You know, streets, rails. I mean, that whole. I mean, through mountains. You cutting roads through the side of these mountains who've been there forever. Just like how that.
Visualize that.
Yeah, how that really came to play and came to fruition in somebody's mind, and the fact that you could drive from Illinois to California on Route 66 and just.
ITG road trip.
That would be cool. That would be cool. But yeah, that's a good. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things that, like I said, when you're reading history books, when you're going through school, it's
Yeah.
like you hear
Yeah.
and you see these pictures that people like blob up, and you're like, there's no way it actually happened like that. So that was one of my things.
Nice, nice. All right, so here you go. Final question.
Oh boy.
Would you like to be an employee or an entrepreneur? Be careful about your answer.
An employee. Yeah. I don't have an like thinking about going out on my own and doing something like that is terrifying.
But entrepreneur does not necessarily always mean you're an individual. You can be an entrepreneur in a facet of like an organization. So I guess I there are some
Facets of what you're
details that surround that.
like what like in the answer, would I ever be able to just like, drop what I'm doing and try to go on my own to do life? I don't know. I don't know if I would have the courage or
Right? I mean that's everybody is kind of made differently. And,
Yeah.
That's yeah.
if I had a good idea maybe one day.
But and I guess it depends on how you define entrepreneur too.
How do you define it? What is
Well,
your
like I believe that that's what I am. Because of having several different operations of facets of business, they all tie together. But the leadership piece over all of them, between investing and developing.
what is the
building.
definition of an entrepreneur? I mean, I know what it is, but I
Yeah.
don't know like what the
Because everybody has a different interpretation of really what it is. An entrepreneur is not just an inventor,
Right.
a creator.
person who organizes and operates a business or businesses, taking on greater than normal financial risks in order to do so.
I mean, I think that it's, the leadership role that kind of you're in now
Mhm.
has a level, but as that grows, can you see yourself saying, you know what, I'm fine being just kind of in the executive spots. I don't necessarily know if I want to be in that top spot of leadership and overseeing the whole tree.
Oh, when you say it that way,
That's
then I would think differently about my answer.
okay. That's
It's just, like I was thinking in a different. I was thinking in a way of like going out on my own to try to like do life.
yeah. I'm utilizing it even in the inspired way.
Yeah.
In the family of the inspired opportunities, I think there's totally an opportunity for that tree.
And that I would be interested
Because
in
that's
seeing what that is.
That's an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Like I said, I was definitely thinking of like.
Right. No, that's why I clarified.
Bug
That's
farming.
good.
Just kidding.
Good answers. Good
Cool.
job.
Good questions.
I think that was a fun little segment of getting to know Drew and Amy, and we really dove into some things there.
Did
Right?
we talked about a lot.
Oh, see, Carol even suggested, how about your own little strawberry field?
If I did strawberries and pugs at the same time, though,
That's terrible.
there would be a lot of red-faced pugs.
There'd be a lot of cleaning up, no doubt.
Black pugs maybe might be okay.
Why don't we wrap this up, kid? We'll,
You ready? You ready to wrap up?
You got your
I have my
quote?
quote.
Okay.
The two most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why. Mark Twain. That's deep, isn't it? The two most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why. Thank you, Mark Twain.
Very nice. So, my quote is, in 3 words, I can sum up life. It goes on. Which, again, ties into all of this that we're doing. So, this has been a great Thursday Title Talk. Follow this thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna share the heck out of this. This one was great.
Yeah.
If you need to some questions about the book, if you want me to sign a copy of the book and send it to you, reach out, contact us. I'm more than happy to do that.
I haven't gotten mine yet. I'm not bitter.
Nor is Carol. So I think the only book I signed was Margot's yesterday. I told Carol, I said that was the
Chris
first book.
Light? Did he get one?
It went unsigned.
Oh,
Actually,
Chris, you got.
He took it.
He got the short end of the stick.
Yeah, I don't think
But hearing Margot come in here yesterday and was like, "Can you sign
Yeah,
this?"
it was
I'm
cool.
like, "Oh man, that's weird."
Somebody asked me to sign a book. That was cool.
It was so weird.
So I went home and I told Carol that story, and the look was. And what I read was,
You
really? Why didn't you sign mine yet? So yes, honey, I will bring home the magical markers.
hopefully it puts a little
that
love
you
note in
gave
there for
me.
you too.
I will absolutely. So, but yes, the book is available on Amazon. Please, share all of our Facebooks, the social media, all the things that we're doing.
If you have read the book, leave a review on there.
Yeah, Amazon reviews really help the growth of this.
And I like reading them because I like to see what other people get out of these books besides what I'm getting out of it.
It means a lot to me to see what their takeaways are,
Mm-hmm.
and that might inspire me to do this again, and maybe channel it another direction. I mean, I have, like I said, a lot of those stories from my DJ world, which
Oh, sure.
the wedding stories. A lot of those are funny. I mean, I could do a movie if I can get my cousin involved. We got a wedding story. So, thank you guys for watching today. Inspired Title is here for you. We are located in Palos Heights. We have our office in Indiana, St. John. We have a great team. I'm so proud and humbled by all of this, and today I'm especially humbled. So thank you for the questions. They were great, and thanks for Brittany,
joining
great
us.
job, and thanks for
the-
joining us. And next week we're going to have a couple guests, I believe, or a guest. So
Cool.
I think it's going to be a realtor next week. So
Okay. Okay.
looking forward to chatting and getting a little bit more knowledge about the real estate market and what's going on in the world. So thank you guys for joining Title Talk. My name is Drew.
And my name is Amy.
Until next week, guys, have a great one. Take care.
Bye, guys.